What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are showcasing my 7-star rank 2 Medusa. Medusa got a buff with the Glorious Guardians rework, and she feels incredible. She was one of my top picks from the Banquet Key thing, and I actually got her out of my first one, so pretty lucky. The name of the game with Medusa is the exact same as before, except now it's just so much easier to use her on her own, and she doesn't need to be awakened. As you can see clearly, my Medusa is still unawakened. Now, I do plan to use the Glorious Guardians Awakening Gem on her if we end up hitting that milestone, and I probably will take her up to rank 3, but for the meantime, she is a rank 2 7-star, and honestly, she does everything I need for her and more at the rank 2 level. She deals plenty of damage, as you're about to see right now. Yeah, rank 2 7-star is just fine. Just fine in the damage department. Winter Soldier is absolutely in the bin. That's 550,000 health down in 47 seconds. Medusa, pretty cracked. We'll fight Captain Marvel too, and then I'll go into the CCP testing map and show her off in some more content. And then maybe I'll fight Labyrinth Star-Lord because she is great for literally every level of content. In the short form, you don't have to worry about maintaining your armor break because the opponent is very likely dead before the armor break even falls off. So you don't have to worry about it in that sense. But longer form content, yeah, you keep that armor break up and you stack those bleeds, oh boy, the damage definitely gets up there. So her buff just made her so much easier to use, so much more accessible, you know? You no longer need to run synergies to actually get good damage. You no longer need to be awakened to get access to, like, any damage at all. Medusa just feels incredible. Her light attacks now just have a flat 50% chance to apply a bleed, and that is such a quality of life change. It makes her, again, so much easier to ramp up, so much easier to use, and they're 550,000 health, 48 seconds. I mean, you get to that special 2 around this health pool range, and either the opponent's dead, or they're close to death, and you just need to finish out with a couple of combos, and then maybe a relic if you have it again. So let's go to the CCP testing map and actually get in some like shorter form content fights just to show her off, show off how crazy she is. I do want to fight a little champion by the name of Future Ant-Man. I think Medusa is going to be a pretty solid Future Ant-Man counter because her bleeds are permanent with the Armor Shatter up. And her Armor Shatter has been upgraded to where it reduces the opponent's armor ability accuracy by 200%. So Medusa just feels great. And like I said, I think she's going to be an amazing Future Ant-Man counter. You just have to kind of, yeah, get the perfect ramp going. And now, Fat-Man has no access to armors anymore. He no longer can gain his silly little armors. Medusa is turning off that armor ability accuracy, and those bleeds, they're paused. So you don't have to worry about those bleeds falling off. Those Furies are absolutely dealing some massive damage. Yeah, I'm going to get hit by that Sting of Detonation, but it's totally fine. It doesn't even matter, because Medusa's just going to go for a special 2, and Future Ant-Man is just dead. Yeah, you take a little bit of that Sting damage, but that's still a rank 3 7-star Future Ant-Man in 46 seconds with over 90% health remaining. Definitely solid. Let's try out in a couple more of these Prime Tech matchups. Another great matchup for her is Iron Man Infinity War. Again, she reduces that armor ability accuracy. So Iron Man, he can't do anything. He can't trigger his armors if his armor ability accuracy is reduced, which means you can use your special 2 and get bleeds. Your light attacks are going to trigger bleeds. The whole 9 yards. All of your attacks that can trigger bleeds, so your light attacks and your special 2 will trigger bleeds once you have the armor shatter up. So there we go. Now Iron Man has his armor ability accuracy reduced by 200%. Now that doesn't make him like not gain any power. That is a specific thing for robots who are armor broken and suffering from armor shatter. So that is not something that Iron Man has to worry about. But I mean, look at this damage. This is crazy. I didn't even get to my special 2, and rank 3 Iron Man is already dead. That was 32 seconds. That's nuts. That's absolutely insane. Now, How does this feel against a champion that is a robot that can be affected? You know, not a Sentinel who is immune to armor break, you know, because Sentinel's OP. But how does it feel against a robot like, I don't know, let's say what's a good robot example? Omega Sentinel, right? Omega Sentinel, maybe even Viv Vision. Whoever has more health is who I'll go for. I don't actually know who has more health. 256 versus 253. Okay, we'll fight Omega Sentinel. Omega Sentinel is a robot that is susceptible to armor break and ability accuracy reduction by cosmics. Not every robot is like that. You know, Sentinel is kind of an exception. So is Nimrod. Omega Sentinel, once she is armor broken, she will literally not be able to gain any power, and all of her abilities will cease to work. They just will not work anymore until the armor break and armor shatter are off. And by the time this fight is like even halfway done, those abilities, they won't even matter anymore, because I meant to say by the time the armor shatter's halfway done, it won't even matter, but I said the abilities. I mean, I'm at a loss for... I'm like trying to figure out what to say, but the fight is going so fast, I don't even know what to say. What I was trying to say initially was, by the time the armor shatter is halfway done, the fight is typically over. 30 seconds for that fight. Medusa... I do want to show off Medusa in one more matchup. We have Onslaught here, and this might not be the last matchup, but I do want to show her against Onslaught. I think she is a decent enough Onslaught counter. Again, my Medusa is rank 2 unawakened. The awakened ability doesn't really matter in this specific situation, but in other situations it would matter. Like I mentioned earlier, Bullseye is a situation I can think of where the awakened ability would matter quite a bit. So Onslaught, you know, he's a pretty tough defender, I would say. And Medusa, while she's not directly geared to fight Onslaught, she can definitely do it. The damage that she deals from having the armor break plus the Furies is well enough to handle Onslaught and his onslaught of shenanigans. Just benefiting from that willpower. And ideally here, we can get to a very nice special 2 and just go in for the kill against Onslaught. Perfect. So, rank 3 7-star Onslaught down in 51 seconds. We just lost about 10% health. Not Medusa's ideal matchup, but she can work for it. She actually can work for this match. So, I think that's pretty cool. So, the last thing I want to do here is I do want to go fight Labyrinth of Legends Star-Lord. I said that was the last fight I wanted to show her in, but that was technically a lie. I do want to show her off against Labyrinth Star-Lord because she is pretty great for long-form content. Everest-style content with health pools in the millions, Medusa can actually handle, and she can actually handle it pretty well. So the whole rotation you want to go for long-form content like this is cycling special 3s. What that's going to do is that's going to give you a fervor buff, and fervor increases the ability accuracy of your debuffs by, I think, 100%. So it makes Medusa's bleed chance on light attacks 100% instead of 50%. So it just makes her even better for matchups where you want to stack a bunch of bleeds. So we are going to build up to about a 1.9 bars of power, throw my special 1, and then we are just going to cycle special 2s. Never throw us, not special 2s, special 3s. Never throw a single special 2 because that would kind of lose the damage, and we want to maintain as many bleeds as possible while maintaining that armor shatter at the same time. If I get to the point where I can close out the fight, obviously I'll go for a special 2, but that is, you know, that is a couple of minutes and a couple of special 3s away at this point. Trying to land as many bleeds as I possibly can with the 3 Furies active. Of course, it is not guaranteed until now. Now the bleeds should be guaranteed because I have the armor break going into the special 3. So as you can see, every single light attack is applying a bleed now. That is thanks to the fervor buff, like I said. Every single light attack is now applying bleed because that fervor buff is increasing my debuff ability accuracy. So I believe Medusa caps out at 40 bleeds. I could be mistaken, but I believe 40 is her cap. I'm not sure if that changed with the buff, and honestly, I don't even remember if 40 is the cap. It might be 99. To my knowledge, it's 40, but I could be pulling that number right out of nowhere. Go for another special 3, cutting this one a little close with the armor breaks. But as you can see, Star-Lord's already down over 30% health. And Medusa, man, she just keeps going. She honestly is such an incredible character after the buff. They really just added all of her amazing synergies into the base kit and made her easier to use. And that right there, that's the sign of a really well-designed buff. Because, man, this character rocks. And there's a very high likelihood that I end up taking her to rank 3 very, very soon. There is a extremely high likelihood that Medusa is my next Cosmic rank 3 after or before Deathless Thanos. She might even go up to rank 3 before Thanos. That's how much I like buffed Medusa. I think she's that good. So we're 140 hits in, probably around 2 minutes into the match itself, and Star-Lord is already down to 30% health. And this is 3.3 million health, right? This is not a small health pool by any stretch of the imagination. So it looks like the bleed cap is 99. I don't know where I pulled that number 40 from, but it looks like the bleed cap does go to 99. Which, hey, is great for Medusa. It just means more bleed damage. So it seems like at this point, I don't even need to go for, like, any more special 3s. Star-Lord is just going to die. She's going to throw a heavy here, and he's probably dead. Yeah. So that was Labyrinth of Legends Star-Lord in just under 3 minutes with an unboosted 7-star rank 2 Medusa. 3.3 million health. That's pretty crazy. I do think there's a little bit of finesse and a little bit of skill with the maintenance of those bleeds and that armor shatter, but honestly, you just play aggressive and you play well, land some intercepts, and Medusa, she's crazy. So thank you all very much for watching this showcase of my 7-star rank 2 Medusa. If you liked the video, and I hope that you did, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I'm on the road to 40,000 subscribers by the beginning of the new year, and ideally I can hit around 50 to 60,000 by the end of the new year. So if you'd like to help me out on that journey, I would greatly appreciate it, as well as hitting that like button. That helps me help YouTube figure out that my content is content that people want to watch, and it pushes my content further out there for people to engage with. So thank you all very much for watching once again, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.